Did you know that the number of industrial livestock sent to the slaughterhouse every year is 8 times the human population on Earth? If you think that's a shocking statistic, of these animals, many never see the sunlight or hear the comforting voices of their mothers. Although there are laws against animal cruelty, the majority still face abuse by humans at some point in their lives. Factory farming is the main source of cheap meat and the main source of animal abuse and cruelty in the world. They have been around for centuries. In the article Animal Equality, published in February 2016, Sharon Nunez states, "The animals don't receive vet care. Not a single penny is spent on them. The meat industry prefers them dead." Animal rights for animals in the agricultural system are more important than the profits of cheap meat sales. This can be evidenced by the Fairlife milk scandal of 2019, the costs of the desire for cheap meat, and the benefits that animal cruelty laws have for humans. In 2019, a video of animal abuse was leaked to the public. This was from the Fair Oaks farm, and it sparked a lot of public arguments. Richard Caputo, the founder of Animal Recovery Mission, in the Today article states, these are really the last true concentration camps left on the planet. Think about that, comparing animal cruelty to concentration camps, mass killings. Fairlife milk was soon pulled from stores due to the public backlash. This sacrificed the profits for the welfare of dairy animals. Fair Oak Farms later released a public statement voicing their responsibility for the incident and their statement to prevent further abuse. An investigation was also led by the Animal Relief Mission. Rachel Taylor, the spokesperson from the Animal Relief Mission, in the article "Authorities Investigate Alleged Animal Abuse at Fair Oaks Farm," published in 2019, states, "Due to the many years Fair Oak Farms has been in business, it's impossible to be able to tell the amount of cows that died inhumanely at the hands of the company." It's so sad that this is a reality. Why do we not strive to protect our Earth's animals when they provide so much for us as humans? Consumers want cheap meat. Everyone wants cheap meat. Most of this cheap meat comes from factory farms which take no health considerations for their animals. In the Chicago Tribune article, Dave Warner, spokesperson for the National Pork Council, says, "We're the lowest cost producer in the world, which is why we're the #1 pork exporter." Clearly, they prioritize money at the cost of their animals' lives. Cheap meat also contains antibiotics, which will decrease the likelihood of disease in the animals and also increase their growth at an exponential rate. This is the most cost-effective method for raising animals that will be produced as cheap meat. However, the CDC testifies in support of new guidelines which curb the use of antibiotics, stating that they increase the danger of antibiotic-resistant infections in humans. It's most cost-effective to keep animals inside, but at what cost? Well, the Chicago Tribune article states that some dangers of this are increasing the risk of mass infections, which decrease the health of animals overall. Therefore, your meat could contain bacteria. Do you want bacteria in your cheap meat, or would you want to spend a little bit more for a better quality product? There are a lot of benefits that animal cruelty laws have. In the 1970s and 1980s, the modern animal rights movements began. This increased awareness of consumers pushed for better treatment and better quality of life for our animals. In the ASPCA article, Farm Animal Welfare, in 2020, cites the Humane Methods of Livestock Slaughter Act. This act ensures that livestock were quickly rendered insensible to pain before slaughtered. This is a federal law. However, many farmers still abuse their animals prior to slaughtering. Another benefit to animal cruelty laws is healthy humans. Farms that are not properly maintained are breeding grounds for E. coli, salmonella, and other bacteria that can be passed to humans. If you take a stand for animal health, you take a stand for human health. There's a public health concern with bacteria getting into the meat. Why would you risk it for a cheaper product? There's also an environmental benefit. The factory farms produce waste that pollutes the water, land, and air. This compromises human health. There are laws to maintain this and shut down animal factory farms to prevent some of the damage. However, if we leave this alone, then no telling what the damage will do. In conclusion, the health and safety of our people lies in the health and the safety of our animals. We don't want another incident like the Fair Oak Farms incident. Fairlife Milk brought back this issue that's been circulating in the system for centuries. Filling the demand has a very costly price, and the benefits of animal protection are clearly no match for the dangers of cheap meat. Clearly, the protection of animals is not an option. It's an obligation for the health and the safety of our animals, our people, and our world. At so many costs, is it really worth the risk to get cheap meat?